Hello everyone, this is The Station, a podcast series coming to you directly from the Charles Darwin Research Station, where we dive into stories of science and wonder from the Galápagos Islands. We're here with Birgit Fessl. She is our principal investigator on our land bird conservation program. So, Birgit, how are you? How's everything going on right now?
Busy. We are busy, but all is running fine. I've arrived almost 2 months ago, and the team is in different places. The birds are breeding, so I think I'm pretty happy how the project is going. Yeah.
Awesome. So we are right now in the middle of our breeding season, right?
Bird breeding, yeah.
Yeah, the bird breeding season. So, well, you're a land bird conservation team, of course. Can you tell us why is this important for your program?
Yeah, good question. Actually, you know, the main threat for the land birds here is a tiny insect. It's a fly. It's called the avian vampire fly, and it is. It looks like a housefly. It eats like a housefly, but it needs babies of birds to raise its own babies. So what the fly does, it lays its eggs in bird nests, and the larvae get the blood from the bird babies, and if there are too many, they just die. So what we have worked on in the last 10 years is to find different methods how to protect those birds, how we can help them that they are successful in breeding. So it is really now that we can have to skip in with our knowledge and help them to get their babies through. Some species are really highly impacted by these avian vampire fly parasites, and especially the Little Vermilion Flycatcher, a 9-gram bird. We had 0 breeding success, and that was partly related to the avian vampire fly and partly related to the habitat. So we have especially one of our main focus is the Little Vermilion Flycatcher. It's a tiny bird, 9 gram. It raises 1 to 3 babies. They feed on insects, and if there's not enough food, they would not breed. And even if there is enough food, then if they have more than 10, 15 of these fly maggots in there, they would just die. We have discovered something very nice. Actually, these Little Vermilion Flycatcher females can't withstand feathers. So whenever they see a feather in the field, they would just take it to the nest, and they make, for their eggs. So they would take natural feathers, right? If you give it feathers that are treated with a bird-friendly insecticide, they will also take this to its nest. So if it's just we call it dispensers, but it's nothing else than just a mesh, and in between there is white feathers from a pillow, and those are sprayed with a bird-friendly insecticide. The female just takes it to the nest, and the larvae that are in the nest, when they try to get to the bird baby, they would just cross the surface, and it dries them out, so it dies. And with that, we don't have to intervene. So we don't touch the nest, we don't touch the birds. It's the bird themselves bringing it, just making the work, right? And we are just monitoring the nest because it works, but it needs to be checked on a regular basis how they are doing. So the birds are doing basically the job, and they protect themselves, and we are monitoring them. With the Little Vermilion Flycatcher, that's special. It just is a species that only lives kind of 5 years. So if they don't reproduce for 1 or 2 years, you can really see the population declining. And that's why we were down to 20, 30 birds here in Santa Cruz when we started to work with them. It works. So the good message is it does work. We do habitat restoration plus control of the avian vampire fly. And we have every year increasing numbers, which is really cool. So it's time intensive, right? We still closely monitor the birds just to make sure that there is another threat or another something that we're not aware of. The rats, that are another problem, they are eating the eggs. They are nicely controlled by the owls. So the habitat is more open now. We have 2 workers constantly removing blackberry. So the birds can access prey, kind of grillos or caterpillars and grasshoppers and bigger prey that they need for rearing their babies from the ground. And this openness also makes it that the rats that are crossing there, the owls can see them. So they're controlling them. There's always rats around, but we don't have to put poison out, which is really good.
So that's great. The owls are doing also the job of like a controller, right?
Yes, yes, indeed. It's really,
rats.
absolutely.
Awesome.
And Of course, from time to time, they also grab a nest, right? But it's natural predation, and it's 1 out of 40 or something like that. So that's fine, right? They're just doing. Yeah, that was actually something we discovered 2 years ago, because we thought, okay, the rats are really a problem, but then we also kind of realized that there's much more owl activity around, and we know that owls that would eat the rats might get some problems with the poison, whatever. So we said, okay, maybe let's just wait and see what happens. And that's super good. So that's really, they're beautiful. That's the short-eared owls. So we have also nests of the short-eared owls. We just monitor them, and that's it's an ecosystem. It just comes back to life, and that's just so beautiful to watch.
That's great. Really beautiful. Yeah, we went on a field trip. I think like 2 or 3 weeks ago, a few of our teammates, and they saw the owls, and they were so beautiful, and we have amazing pictures of them. They're super cute. That's great.
Yeah.
Awesome, Birgit. And so last year we did have 39 fledglings, right?
Yes.
And and it was like a 70% up from the year before.
Yes.
So we have high hopes for this year, right?
Yes, and we do have. So it goes in the right direction. I don't tell any numbers yet, but the good thing is, so we also have more breeding pairs now. So now finally we see that the population is really recovering, because before we had always kind of the same number, 6 to 8 breeding pairs, so more fledglings, so they made more nesting attempts, and all of them were successful. But this year we also have a significant increase in number of breeding pairs. So the young birds are starting to breed, and they kind of know the job, right? They take the feathers from the dispensers, and they are such friendly birds, actually. That's why they come when people are working to clean the vegetation. They go and get some insect or something like that. And it's very rewarding for the people working there. So here, that's in Santa Cruz. The work is, I think we are going fine. We have to continue this work, working together with the National Park. Works great. Heinke Jäger, who is the PI of Scalesi Reforestation, they are now in charge of increasing the habitat to get rid of the blackberry, and this is just the habitat for plenty of birds. It's not only the little vermilion, also other finches, tree finches are highly profiting from them. We do see that we need to protect some species because they have so little nesting success if we don't do anything against the avian vampire fly. So there's the woodpecker finch and the large tree finch that are now on our radar. We kind of think, oh, these are the next one. We have to really be careful not to lose, right? To act before the numbers are really critical. Talking about critical, we have this critical endangered mangrove finch, right? And this also, it's on a good avenue. So I think end of the season will be if it continues like it has started, it will be another nice success story. So they are out in the field. It's a team of 4, and it's quite a basic field camp. They're for 10 weeks and going out into the field every day. I hope they have a break from time to time, but reporting back first fledgling success, and it looks promising. They also are taking now the material. It was really a bummer. It was really hard to. Each species, so fun actually. Each species and each population, they have their preferences. So if you think, oh, vermilions, feathers, fine, right? In Isabella, they don't take the gray feathers. It needs to be white feathers. Come on. So that's our job, right? So you can't only apply a method. You really have to, each time, new place, new bird species, check it. Does it work? Fine, great, can go with it. Or maybe you have to adapt it. That's adaptive management. I think that's something where CDF is really strong in. And it's also fun, I have to say.
So that's great. So we're hearing really promising news on the mangrove finch and on the vermilion flycatcher. So when we should kind of be hearing about the definite news? This happens on May, April?
Yeah, so the bird breeding season depends a little bit on the weather. Normally it goes till the end of April. Okay. So we daily put in the data, but then still kind of having the final numbers, just cross-checking that everything is nicely identified. I think in May-ish. I would think maybe for the bird count in May, then we also have some news for what have been the success in the vermilion this year. Maybe for the mangrove finch it might take a tiny bit longer because it's much more complicated to follow the nest, right? The vermilion is 3 to 5 meters. The mangrove finch has 10 to 20 meters, so it's really quite demanding, and sometimes you need to look at footages that's from camera traps just to be sure how many birds, how many nestlings, because one is that they have nestlings, but then they leave the nest, they're fledglings we call it, and then they are a certain time with the parents, kind of between 2 and 4 weeks, and then they get independent. So not all that fledge will also stay there or survive, right? There is a just normal mortality rate, some are disappearing and we don't know where. So you have to be, even if it's 40, you can be happy if half of it make it through the first year. But anyway, I mean, it's, so with photo traps, we can just see, oh, this one, actually, you could just see it for 2 or more months. So that's, this one has made it, right? It's like, yeah, like our babies.
Yeah, they are babies because they're tiny, all of them. The Little Vermilion Flycatcher is like this size.
Yeah.
They're so tiny, and I don't know how you guys make it, like, because they nest so up high and you have to actually look for the nest and find it, because I've been in a few field trips. I just came back from mangrove finch. That one is very, very far. We had to travel 18 hours on sailboat, get there, and then drop everything off. And then I came back, and the team stayed there for the 10-week program. And I am I admire them a lot. You need to have guts for that. Definitely.
Yes, definitely. You have to be a bit of a nerd to do
it's
that.
Exhausting.
Yeah. It is exhausting. It is exhausting.
And in the middle of nowhere, you have nothing there.
No, it's a little bit better now, though they have Starlink, they have a generator, but I think that's absolutely needed, because otherwise it's just, even safety-wise, right? They don't climb the trees anymore, not that much, so it's okay, and you have boats passing by, but still, I mean, you need some connection with the world if there's something you need. Even sometimes now, you know, even if you're not sure about an observation you have done now, it's easier. You just kind of, okay, can you check me? Can you cross-check that with papers or with some information? I think it's very, very important that there's some connectivity. Even that also means that you have access to all your admin work that you have to do on top of your field work, and that is sometimes even more tiring, kind of swapping your mind, right, between field work, which you really kind of want to get into it, and then the admin, which is also part of it. It's just part of the job.
Yeah, it's part of the job. I understand completely on that one. Yeah, but that's great. It's awesome that we have really high hopes for this year. Let's see how it goes. We will see it probably in the next 2 months. 2 months and a half.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Birgit, for joining us today, for giving us a little bit of your time. I know you're very busy because, breeding season keeps you guys super busy, but thanks again.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the possibility to talk about it. And I could just go on and on, right? It's just,
it was super fun.
Yeah, and I hope so that at the end we can really keep the numbers.
And thank you so much for joining us today. Please follow us and listen us for our next episode.